Welcome to Emerging History. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss more videos like this one. In 1915, Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna of Russia was photographed playfully fooling around, while her sister, Grand Duchess Olga Nikolaevna, lay sick in bed beside her. The image offers a rare, intimate glimpse into the private lives of the Romanov children. In 1988, 17-year-old Junko Furuta endured 40 days of extreme abuse, including repeated beatings and torture that caused severe physical deterioration. Her killers ultimately murdered her, concealing her body in a drum filled with concrete, which was discovered 3 months later. In 1984, a cult executed the largest biological attack in U.S. history, spreading salmonella on food and doorknobs in an Oregon town. Their aim was to incapacitate voters, securing a local election victory and consolidating control. On October 24, 1961, 31-year-old Joan Risch disappeared from her home in Lincoln, Massachusetts. Her infant son was found alone, and her toddler told a neighbor, "Mommy is gone." Bloodstains appeared in multiple rooms, yet Joan was never located. On June 14, 1969, 6-year-old Dennis Martin disappeared in the Smoky Mountains National Park during Father's Day weekend. While playing hide-and-seek with his family, he wandered into the woods and never returned, prompting the largest search in the park's history. In Mumbai, a nurse remained in a coma for 42 years following an assault. Her prolonged suffering and medical circumstances became a landmark case, ultimately influencing and reshaping India's euthanasia laws. In 1893, a large group of women dressed as brides and grooms gathered to share a drink. The photograph captures a playful, unconventional social moment reflecting humor and camaraderie in a period defined by strict societal norms. Near Hom, Syria, a man digging a well at his residence uncovered an 84-square-foot ancient mosaic depicting the Greek goddess of good luck, revealing a remarkable piece of classical art hidden beneath the earth for centuries. In the 13th century, Pope Gregory IX labeled cats as Satan's minions, sparking mass killings of felines across Europe. Often, women accused of witchcraft were executed alongside black cats, burned alive before crowds, intertwining superstition with brutal public spectacle. On this day in 2005, Rosemary Kennedy passed away, having received 24-hour care for 6 decades following a lobotomy forced by her father. Born with oxygen deprivation at birth, her behavior as a young woman was deemed potentially damaging to the family. In 1910, 10-year-old Louis and 6-year-old Temple Abernathy embarked on an unsupervised horseback journey across America, traveling from Oklahoma to Manhattan. In 1913, they repeated the feat on a motorcycle, having once returned home by car while their horses traveled by train. In England, 1877, an Italian iceman sold ice to a group of children. Amid the bustling streets, his simple trade brought refreshment and delight as young faces eagerly awaited the cool treat on a warm day. In the United States, circa 1890s, bicycle messengers are seated in front of their bikes. Captured by photographer Charles H. Currier, this image reflects a growing urban culture where bicycles became essential for rapid communication and delivery. During World War I, between 1914 and 1918, a British soldier sits in the mud near the Western Front, smiling as he eats a spoonful of hot food, capturing a rare moment of comfort amid the conflict. Between 1894 and 1901, in Washington, D.C., the Riley family posed for a formal portrait. Captured by photographer C.M. Bell, the image preserves a moment of family life and presence in the nation's capital at the turn of the century. In April 1946, London, England, people gathered around the aftermath of a tram accident. Onlookers surveyed the scene, drawn by curiosity and concern as the city coped with the sudden disruption and the impact of the collision. In 1908, Arizona, a photographer and his assistant worked together to capture the perfect shot of the Grand Canyon. Their careful preparation and positioning reflect the dedication required to document one of America's most iconic natural landscapes. In the spring of 1895, students gathered for Class Day at Vassar College in New York. The event brought together the college community, marking a moment of celebration and tradition within the academic year. In 1902, London, England, men queued outside a Salvation Army barracks for a free breakfast. The line reflected the hardships faced by many, while the organization provided vital support and sustenance to those in need. In 1944, spectators gathered along the Gulf of Naples, Italy, to witness the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Their attention fixed on the volcanic display, they observed nature's raw power, capturing a dramatic and unforgettable moment in history. Around 1908 in London, England, a fireman from the London Fire Brigade is pictured wearing a smoke helmet. This protective gear highlights the evolving safety measures firefighters adopted while confronting the dangers of urban fires. In 1923, Berlin, Germany, two women roller skated while harnessing a sail. The unusual activity combined balance, speed, and wind power, capturing a playful and inventive moment in the city's vibrant post-war culture. On September 16, 1918, in the United States, two young women worked delivering ice. Their efforts highlight the important daily labor that sustained households, reflecting both the role of women in the workforce and the era's domestic routines. In 1907, in Hellerup, Denmark, a Danish family posed for a group portrait. Captured by photographer Lars Peter Elfeldt, the image preserves a moment of family life and presence, reflecting early 20th century Danish domestic culture. Circa 1875 to 1883, in Gothenburg, Sweden, a little boy in a sailor suit strikes a confident pose. The portrait captures his youthful charm and the era's fashion, offering a glimpse into childhood in late 19th century Sweden. In 1910, the Galatasaray football team of the 1909-10 season is pictured in Istanbul, then part of the Ottoman Empire. The image documents the early years of one of Turkey's most historic and celebrated sports clubs. In 1899, Marshall, Texas, three well-dressed women are pictured together. Their attire and posture reflect the fashions and social customs of the period, offering a glimpse into the style and daily life of women at the turn of the century. In December 1945, Hiroshima, Japan, a Japanese woman is pictured with her child. Captured by Alfred Eisenstadt, the photograph reflects a moment of maternal care and resilience in the aftermath of the city's devastation during World War II. In 1929, London, England, construction workers took their lunch break, perched on the edges of the building they were constructing. The scene captures both the daring nature of their work and the informal moments amid urban development. In 1961, in Egypt, American trumpeter Louis Armstrong played his trumpet for his wife, Lucille Wilson, in front of the Great Sphinx and the Pyramids of Giza. The moment combines music, love, and one of the world's most iconic landscapes. Between 1861 and 1864, in Canton, Qing Dynasty, China, an imperial Chinese bureaucrat, or mandarin, is pictured with his wife. The portrait reflects their social status and offers a glimpse into domestic life during the late imperial period. In 1846, a daguerreotype captured the White House in Washington, D.C. This earliest known photographic depiction of the residence offers a rare visual record of the nation's executive mansion in the mid-19th century. This photograph, taken around 1905 at Ellis Island in the United States, shows an immigrant family comprised of 7 sons and 1 daughter. They stand together, representing a moment of arrival, transition, and hope at a entry point. This photograph, taken in Erin, France around December 1918, shows a captured German A-7V tank from World War I on a railway carriage at the Tank Corps Headquarters repair shop, where it awaited examination, maintenance, or display today. This 1945 photograph in Hyde Park, London, shows an American soldier kissing his English girlfriend. Taken at the end of World War II, it captures a personal moment of affection and relief during the closing chapter of global conflict and uncertainty. This 1917 photograph shows a car wreck at Massachusetts Avenue 3 in Washington, D.C., USA. The damaged vehicle rests where the incident occurred, capturing an early example of automobile accidents during the growth of urban transportation and motor traffic. This 1959 photograph shows women working in a cannon factory in Japan. They are positioned at their stations, engaged in manufacturing tasks. The scene reflects post-war industrial growth and the expanding role of women in modern production environments. This 1937 photograph shows a mother homeschooling her 2 children in Louisiana, USA. Seated together, they focus on lessons at home. The moment reflects daily education during a period when home instruction shaped learning in many households today. This 1917 photograph shows a young British soldier transporting shells during World War I in Messines, Belgium. He carries explosive ammunition as part of battlefield supply efforts, reflecting the demanding labor required to sustain frontline operations each day. This 1926 photograph in England shows a group of friends posing together on roller skates. They look toward the camera, capturing a moment of shared leisure, companionship, and youthful enjoyment during the early 20th century recreational social culture. This circa 1900 photograph from Ohio, USA, shows a couple posing for a portrait. They stand together for the camera, capturing a moment of presence and connection during an era when studio portraits preserved family identity and memory. On April 17, 1928, the short-lived Michelin Hour radio show debuted, featuring an orchestra of men dressed as tires performing popular numbers and lighter classics, marking a distinctive performance format within the show itself during its broadcast period. This 1930 photograph shows Wilma Smith, the Queen of the Vineyards, buried in grapes during a promotional event in California. The scene highlighted grape harvest celebrations, agricultural pride, and publicity, traditions during vineyard festivals in the early century. This photograph, taken in the Soviet Union around 1950, shows soldiers feeding polar bears condensed milk from tins. The animals stand near the men, creating a striking scene that captures an unusual interaction between military personnel and wildlife. Born on April 15, 1892, in the Netherlands, Corrie ten Boom was a Dutch watchmaker who, with her family, sheltered Jews fleeing the Nazis. Betrayed and sent to concentration camps, only Corrie survived. She died on April 15, 1983. A farm boy from Goshen, Indiana, stands among his chickens in the 1930s or 1940s, holding a small toy wheelbarrow, perhaps the same one he used to carry corn and feed his flock each morning. In August 1946, Coal miner Clab Hicks lived with his wife and 8 children in a 4-room house in Bradshaw, West Virginia. Paying $14 a month for rent, water, and electricity, the family endured leaky roofs and modest conditions typical of post-war Appalachia. Captured in 1886, the interior of Helmbold's drugstore on Broadway near Prince Street showcases the elegance of the Victorian era, featuring ornate fixtures and refined design that embody the period's distinctive sense of style and craftsmanship. The Miss America pageant began in 1921 to extend Atlantic City's summer season. That year, 16-year-old Margaret Gorman won the Golden Mermaid title and $100. After 15-year-old Marion Bergeron's 1933 victory, age limits were set, and by 1944, Jean Bartel proposed college scholarships as prizes. Taken on October 15, 1941, at Tobruk, this photo shows soldiers wearing gas masks while peeling onions. Amid the harsh North African desert and the threat of chemical warfare, they carried on with their daily routines during World War II. Based in Detroit, Michigan, the Hudson Motor Car Company produced vehicles from 1909 until its 1954 merger, forming the American Motors Corporation. Renowned for its powerful Super 6 engine, Hudson became America's third most successful automaker, trailing only industry giants like Ford and Chevrolet. This 1943 portrait shows Margaret Bourke White, Life magazine's first staff and female photographer, standing before a Flying Fortress bomber in Algeria, the same aircraft she used to photograph combat missions during the U.S. attack on Tunis. Born in 1949 in Lakeview, Oregon, Chuck Mowini became the deadliest sniper in U.S. Marine Corps history, with 103 confirmed kills during the Vietnam War. Known for his precision and humility, his record remained undisclosed until the 1990s. He died in 2024 at age 74. Taken in 1940 during the Blitz, this photo shows a young boy reading amid the ruins of a bombed London bookstore. Amid relentless Luftwaffe air raids, such moments reflected the quiet resilience and determination of civilians to continue their daily lives. Photographed on December 23, 1921, Mary Anderson was one of only 2 women in federal leadership at the time. As director of the Women's Bureau for 25 years, she served under 5 presidents, championing equal pay and fair labor rights for women across America. This photo shows an artifact from the 1902 Fratterville mine disaster in Tennessee, one of the deadliest mining accidents in history. Over 200 miners were killed, including 26 who survived the explosion but later suffocated while trapped, leaving behind farewell letters to their loved ones. This 1932 photo shows beautician Max Factor with his invention, the Beauty Calibrator, a device designed to measure facial proportions and determine where makeup should be applied more or less, all in pursuit of Hollywood's ideal standard of glamour. Born on November 23, 1859, in New York City as Henry McCarty, Billy the Kid became one of the Wild West's most infamous outlaws. Known for his quick escapes and deadly reputation, he was killed by Sheriff Pat Garrett on July 14, 1881, at age 21. Taken in the early 1920s, this photo shows Ford vehicles on the company's torture track in Michigan, an undulating wooden course built to test endurance. Designed to mimic harsh road conditions, it helped Ford perfect durability in models like the Model T and Model A. In the mid-1870s, a towering pile of American bison skulls awaited processing into fertilizer, a haunting image of near extinction. Fueled by industrial demand, westward expansion, and efforts to weaken indigenous nations, the slaughter decimated both a species and a way of life. F. Scott Fitzgerald, one of the leading American authors of the 20th century, and his wife Zelda embodied the spirit of the Jazz Age. In 1921, they returned to St. Paul, Minnesota, where their daughter, Frances Scott Fitzgerald, was born, marking the start of their family life. During World War II, Camp Tyson in Tennessee served as the U.S. military's main training center for barrage balloon operations. Among its most striking sights was an enormous octopus-shaped balloon, a surreal but vital tool in defending troops, cities, and industrial targets from enemy aircraft. Born in 1941 in New York City, John "Chicky" Donahue became famous in 1967 for sneaking into the Vietnam War zone, not to fight, but to deliver beer to his friends serving in combat. A former Marine and merchant seaman, he carried a duffel bag of beer through active war zones to bring his buddies a taste of home. On June 17, 1885, the face of the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York Harbor, shipped from France in crates among more than 200 pieces. Before being assembled, her massive features lay in storage, a silent prelude to the monument that would soon embody freedom and hope. Between 1914 and 1920, Russia suffered through World War I and the Civil War, leaving its economy and infrastructure in ruins. A devastating drought in 1921 triggered famine across the Volga and Ural regions, killing an estimated 5 million people before international aid, led by the American Relief Administration, arrived. In 1927, the Tour de France was a brutal test of endurance, but surprisingly, cyclists often smoked cigarettes during the race. In an era before modern fitness standards, such scenes reflected a time when toughness mattered more than training science. Born on July 18, 1867, in Hannibal, Missouri, Molly Brown was an American socialite and philanthropist celebrated for her heroism during the RMS Titanic disaster. After helping fellow survivors and organizing aid for those in need, she became known as the unsinkable Molly Brown. She died on October 26, 1932. In 1942, during World War II, a Syrian bear named Wojtek was enlisted into the Polish II Corps as an official soldier, complete with a rank and paybook. Known for carrying heavy supplies and lifting troop morale, Wojtek became a beloved symbol of friendship and loyalty among soldiers. In 1921, Mahatma Gandhi became leader of the Indian National Congress, launching national campaigns against poverty, untouchability, and British rule. That same year, he adopted the simple loincloth and shawl of India's poorest citizens, symbolizing his commitment to equality and self-reliance. Taken in 1909, this photo shows little girls with their dolls nestled in small sleighs, a charming glimpse into childhood at the turn of the century when simple winter pastimes brought joy and imagination to everyday life. Taken in the 1910s, this photo shows the delivery of Raish beer in Springfield, Illinois, a glimpse into the early days of local brewing and distribution when horse-drawn wagons brought freshly brewed beer to neighborhood taverns and shops.